This is DC Channel Guns. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. What up? This is DC Channel Guns coming at you another gun video. Appreciate you watching. Like, share, and subscribe. I want to appreciate all my subscribers. I want to appreciate all that good information. I appreciate y'all. Now, this video we're gonna talk about ERPOs. Now, you're probably asking, what is ERPOs? Everybody know what it is. They just using different terms when it comes to ERPOs. And, pretty much ERPOs are extreme risk protection orders. Now, the term that a lot of people know is red flag laws. The reason why I am pounding at the pavement, because this is flying on the radar. And, you don't hear a lot of people talking about them because it's so much, all this stuff in the news. Now, they're putting big headlines and stuff about all the other gun laws and stuff. But guess what? ERPOs are gaining traction in this country when it comes to gun confiscation. Now, most gun owners fear gun confiscation, but guess what? They had created a way where it is flying on the radar, pretty much confiscating guns all over this country as I speak right now. And you have states who are pretty much ramping up ERPOs in their state because guess what? A lot of people, are not taking them serious, or they don't know really what they are. And you have a lot of your politicians, you have a lot of your senators and stuff like that. They're saying, oh, well, ERPOs pretty much save lives, stop suicide, stop, some of these events and stuff when it comes to gun crime in this country from happening. But the problem is ERPOs is a great, pretty much attack on the Second Amendment. And, reason why I say it's an attack on the Second Amendment is because it's using the population. It's using people, this personal disputes and stuff. It's using law enforcement. It's using a whole lot of tools to take your guns. For a long time, I have been talking about citizens in this country. Now, I haven't seen many reports or people talking about it and stuff, but your media is pretty much putting all the evidence I need to see. It's plenty of evidence out there when it comes to extreme risk protection order, which is known as red flag laws. It's plenty of evidence, but nobody's really paying attention to it because the way they have designed, it's a product. The anti-gun has used the ERPO as a product on the citizen in this country. And, a long time, a lot of people, fear, to knock on your door from the police and everybody that's coming and is confiscating your guns and stuff like that. They already doing it. They found a beautiful product that they created that has been in this country for a long time. I'm talking about it's pretty much been dormant. And they pretty much just, brought it to life. I'm talking about, I've been saying this for a while now. And, the more I look at all the indication that red flag laws in this country is gaining so much attraction. I'm talking about to the people who want to take your guns, people. ERPOs, which is extreme risk protection order, red flag laws, is the most beautiful thing for them because they're using everybody. They're using the whole population. In this country, I looked at some articles and looked at a lot of stuff when it comes to red flag laws. It's because they claim that the violence in this country, people personal dispute and stuff like that, a lot of issues is making ERPOs very popular for lawmakers. It's because, they're trying to say we can save lives. We can stop gun crime. They're using it. I'm talking about they're pretty much, just using it as, it is the number one stopper when it comes to gun violence in this country. But what it does is infringe on gun owners. This is a way, this product, ERPOs, red flag laws, that they have pretty much embraced is something that they can use to take your firearms. But, we're not used to the other terms. A lot of people is familiar with gun confiscation, door-to-door searches and stuff like that. But they're using this on the flip side to pretty much, a lot of people might not know what it is. I get comments like, what is this? What is that? I'm talking about a lot of people really don't understand what red flag laws is. A lot of people, when they hear it in the media, they hear the politicians talking about it, or they hear it in bills, the first thing they're emphasizing, it is going to save lives. It's going to take guns out of the hand of people who deem a threat to themselves or others, and, or the mentally ill and stuff like that. That's how they're pretty much using the ERPO products. But, when they put the red flag laws in place, they expanded it to the extreme. And when I say they expanded to the extreme is that what they're doing is they're using, when it comes to, your family members, I'm talking about people that surround you every single day, law enforcement, they're using the courts. Because, the reason why they're using the courts is because it's the most effective way to get your guns with a court order. I'm talking about, that's pretty much, when you look at a lot of things in this country, court order has a whole lot of power. A court order has a lot of power when it comes to things in this country. And, the IRS use it. Your government been using it. I'm talking about when it comes to court orders and stuff like that. I'm talking about, a lot of these court orders, I'm talking about pretty much subject, for things that happen immediately. So that's the reason why red flag law is more attractive now. So, we're going to look into some of the states right now when it comes to red flag laws. We're going to talk about it. So, here we go. We're going to review this and talk about what's going on with this. So we're looking at this map. Now you see the map right here, the status of red flag laws. Now you see the dark red, which is red flag laws enacted in 17 states. Now that's what I was talking about at the beginning of the year. When we came into 2020, we had 17 states. Now, if you look below the red square up there, you see a little lighter orange red. Now, these red flag laws bill being proposed in 14 states. Now, that's 14 states that is proposing this, and we're just in the beginning part of the year. We don't know what it's going to look like at the end. Now, this was last updated February the 12th of 2020. So, and then you see in the last square, which is like the grayish looking box, which no laws are acted or billed. So, like I said before, there's potential. You can have, all these states that either proposing or, don't have active bills to pretty much either pass them or have some that's being proposed. So, like I said, as we get towards the end of the year, like I said before, I hope a lot of these states don't increase. But, ERPOs, the red flag laws, is pretty much is attractive. Now, one thing I want you to understand, when you see all these states and everything, if you look at red flag laws that's enacted, most of your Northeast, all them states right there, they already got red flag laws. I'm talking about, you see most of your states such as California, in Oregon, you got Washington, New York, you got Illinois, Indiana. I'm talking about, man, these states already got it. Florida. And, so in my state, I'm fighting to keep that from happening, so we don't have them pretty much right now in my state, but they're trying to pretty much put it when we got bills proposed because we're in the light orange there. So if you look at your state there, and if it's not red, or if it's in, if it's in the gray box or whatever, then, them are not laws, but you must stay on top of them. You must keep watching those and everything, because they could put them, it don't take long for the lawmakers now to propose a bill when it comes to red flag laws. So you don't know if they're thinking about it or what. But, the ones that's in the orange, like my state, if your state in the lighter red or whatever, you need to be very aware of what's going on right now. So now, the reason why I want to talk about the reason why that the ERPOs are being very attractive, because when it comes to the ERPOs, now it's a slippery slope, but the thing that ERPOs will put in place is to pretty much to go after perpetrators. Now, the red flag laws were put in place to go after people to pretty much, to stop people from creating mass violence and stuff like that. That's how it's starting out. But, a lot of the ERPOs were pretty much controlled by a lot of Republican states. A lot of people don't know that. And, the problem that Republicans, they was for it because, they was trying to pretty much stop perpetrators and stuff when we got into this gun control thing. But the Democrats seized on it and start to use it because they see, hey, we can confiscate your guns and everything. So they pretty much took something the Republican was trying to use as some type of measure to stop, criminals and violence and stuff. But the Democrats took it and revamped it and pretty much making it some type of product to confiscate guns. So it's unfortunate that it's happening that way and everything. But, there's a lot of, illegal searches and stuff that's going on when it comes to the ERPOs. They're being abused. And, there's incidents where I done seen they have been abused. So I just kind of want to get an illustration of that and talk about that a little bit to kind of get your mind, where we are coming from and where we're headed when it comes to red flag law. So just want to show you that. So that's going on with the rest of this video. So we talked about, the states and stuff like that. Gave you some information what's going on when it comes to these states, when it comes to the red flag laws and stuff like that. But what I'm concerned about is that a lot of these red flag laws, they're pretty much being abused. And a lot of people talk about due process when it comes to these red flag laws. In most of these states that has these, there's really not too much due process and stuff. There's a very few states that do have some type of stipulation to show proof and stuff like that. But the way things been going, I'm talking about a lot of people are not really taking chances as far as showing proof or whatever. I'm talking about they're pretty much putting the expense at the gun owner's hand. And I've been talking about that for a while because when it comes to senior citizens, there's articles I have showed last year. I'm talking about they're up here on my channel. There's articles I showed last year where you have a senior who's staying home by himself. He's a firearm collector, been collecting guns for years, and a lot of us going to fall into this category. We're going to get older, and I don't think a lot of people look at the long-term effect of this. And you have your family member, like I said before, good or bad. I had did an article one time. You have a senior who he was a gun owner. He collected a lot of stuff over time and his over the years. He sold guns and stuff. So he's retired. He have all this stuff at his house. But the problem is, first thing the family saying, well, he has a lot of guns and stuff, and or they ain't heard from, or just any kind of crap that they could bring up, and they go get a court order, for the police to go check on them. And they went, this guy had all this stuff, but the media makes it seem like he was a threat to society, which he wasn't. The problem is, a lot of gun owners, we have a lot of firearms. And when it comes to ERPOs, I'm looking further down the road. I don't have this short-term view when it comes to the ERPO red flag laws. I have a long-term view, and I'm just trying to get you to span your mind down the road what type of devastation this can do to this country. And they're gaining ground, people. They're gaining ground. It is being widely used and stuff now. And like I told you before, I hope in the end of 2020, going into 21, that we don't pick up 9 to 10 states, but there are so many states right now, we don't talk about it, that has this on the ballot. They're proposing this. And it's a very attractive product. Reason why I'm calling it a product is because it's a type of service that they're using to infringe on your Second Amendment right. And they feel like this is the most easiest going, the most, welcome type of, product that they're using against the people to pretty much confiscate your farm. Everything the anti-gun does, people, is not to benefit gun owners. I'm just telling you, none of this stuff benefiting us. They keep making it seem like, no, this is not going to violate your rights. This is not violating the Second Amendment. They say that long enough, they lie long enough. You have a lot of people starting to believe because they're not doing research. I call them couch potatoes. A lot of people get all their information from the media. And, they don't lift a finger up to do research to see, okay, what is the flip side of this? People are not doing that. They're voting on emotions. And, that's the reason why we have incidents in this country. That's the reason why it gains so much momentum. That's the reason why gun owners, we're fighting so hard right now. And you have people that's going and voting for these politicians who going to promise them everything. People, you don't want the government to control you. You don't want the government to say, hey, they can keep you safe and all this kind of stuff. Because at the end, a lot of times, government does not work well. It's a lot of things that government have put their hands on and destroyed in this country. And, one thing when it comes to your government is that, they can't save you. They can't, they always talking about they're going to help you do this and help you do that. And a lot of these government services is pretty much destroying this country. And you're making people weaker and weaker and weaker. So, it's very important, people, that we get out and vote. I'm talking about we got to vote against this type of stuff. And, I'm not speaking to, I'm trying to speak to everybody. I'm not just speaking to gun owners. I'm speaking to everybody. Even if you don't own a farm and stuff like that, look at your rights. Look at your Second Amendment. Look at all the other amendments and stuff. Look at everything, because this is not just about the Second Amendment. This is just one part of their destruction when it comes to this country. And the Second Amendment is one that they're trying to get out of the way. They're going to come after first, and they're going to just keep going right down the list. You know, once they can get one out of the way, they want to get the rest of them out of the way to get to the point. And if you look at some of your presidents that's running, look at Bloomberg, Bernie Sanders, look at the policies. These people want to tax the heck out of the country. We pay enough taxes now. We've been triple tax and double tax in a lot of these states and stuff like that. And here you go, you have Bloomberg, which I watched one of his ads one time. He's talking about we have to stop using the word I and me, because we don't do things by ourselves. But he's running around right now saying, I built a business, I did this, I did that. But he's telling us we shouldn't be using I and me. So that tells you what's going on. Look at Bernie Sanders. He coming up with policies that's going to pretty much overweight some of the policies we already have in this country. He's going to increase he's going to blow the deficit up, not increase it. He's going to blow it up. He's probably, with his plans and policies and taxes, he just want to tax and tax and tax. And, this socialist policy that he got, I'm talking about, I just don't understand. And as far as when it comes to farms, Bernie Sanders wanted to, and Bloomberg too, they want to tax gun owners to the point that, if a gun costs you, just use this for example, if your gun costs you $100 with Bernie Sanders and Bloomberg tax, it'll cost you another $100. So you're paying for two for the price of one, pretty much. You're paying for two guns, but you get one gun with these guys and they taxing and everything. But I'm just illustrating with some of the policies that we got going against and everything. So we got to get out and vote, people. So this is DC Channel Guns, and I'll catch you on the next one. This is DC Channel Guns. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.